Welcome to Life Podcast episode. I don't know what episode we're on now, but it's a bit of an ad hoc one, so excuse the quality. We're just using a basic laptop. I'm on a three night break camping down at Sunflower Park. It's Gainsborough Way, is it? Yes, Gainsborough Way. And I'm joined here by Ian, one of the owners of Sunflower Park, because it's a camping experience for me that's a little bit different. So I think you guys might like to hear about it and support these guys, what they do. It's an animal rescue centre as well as a camping facility. So I think it'd be quite nice to dive into what drove Ian and Josie to set it up and how they are now. So Ian, welcome. Thank you for coming on to Life Podcast. A bit of a spur of the moment thing. It was can I have a pizza in an hour of your time, please? That's what it was this morning. So yeah, what is Sunflower Park then, people that don't know? How would you describe it?
Okay, so Sunflower Park, it's an animal rescue centre. It's 5 acres of land that we purchased with a house that we wanted to provide a sanctuary for animals that have not necessarily been mistreated or abused. Some have been, but it's mostly for people that have fallen on hard times, become ill for some reason, terminally ill, and they wanted their farm animals to be rescued and reowned. So we provide lifelong support then for them animals. So regardless what age they come through the door up, whether it's a young piglet or it's an old pony, it will come, it will see its days out here. We take over the responsibility for its care. So it's feeding, it's bedding, and then any veterinary bills.
Wow.
And then when the animal does pass, all our animals pass through natural ways. We don't slaughter any animals. We don't euthanize unless they're struggling, and it's the only way out for it. And normally then the animal itself doesn't go enter the meat market in any means whatsoever. Most of our animals will go away and get processed like you would a pet. So they'll go to a pet crematorium, and then they'll come back and they'll live in. We've built an animal rescue hospital, and our animals will return in caskets. And
Oh, really?
yeah, and then we've got an animal hospital full of caskets now. But yeah, everything's lifelong. People wonder, are we vegetarian? No, we're not. There's lots of beliefs over vegetarianism.
Yeah.
Not some people see the contrast in, well, you're rescuing animals, but you're meat eater. But what we try to do is balance that out a little bit by.
That's quite an awkward subject, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I'm a big animal lover.
Yes.
More so than humans.
Yes.
And you must be vegetarian. No, I'm not. It's like, I don't know. That's a totally different subject. That one.
Yeah.
Totally different. We'll not go into that one. We'll skirt around that one quite nicely. Yeah. So how long has this been open then?
So we bought the property 7 years ago. We opened it pretty much straight away.
What was it?
Animals. It was just a 3-bedroomed, semi-detached property with 5 acres that was open grassland. That the owners at the time had 2 horses, and they allowed the animals just to roam and graze on 5 acres of pasture. There was a stable block built. There was a barn and a workshop. That was it.
That's it.
And it was a blank canvas for me and Josie to come in and just transform it into an animal rescue. But we quickly found out that rescuing animals is a very pricey job.
Yeah.
Especially when you're taking on all responsibility for that animal.
I used to do dog rescue myself over in Sheffield.
Yeah.
And the cost that they had a category, 35 dogs, ferrets, and guinea pigs and rabbits. Yeah. That's nothing compared to what you guys have got. And that upkeep was immense. Yes. It was frightening.
Yeah. A typical example for our food bill in current climates is we would just feed alone for our resident animals. We would do about 350 would cover a month just about. Now it's 1,100.
Really?
Yeah, and that's just within the last 6 months. And we've been told that they're going up again yet. So it's always difficult for us to raise the monies to fund that. But it's something we've committed to, so it's something we've got to do. So we're always trying to diversify Sunflower. So as well as the camping, we've now got 2 residential static caravans that people can stay in. We've now made the breakfast bar into a full-grown cafe, which is all day. Yeah. So people get food all day, as you saw.
All these proceeds goes direct to the animals.
Everything goes to the animals. Yeah. We then got licenses to have a bar, so we can do off-license and on-site alcohol.
It's a great setup. I've done a little video. I'll drop this video in now. But yeah, it'll give you a little tour of the place and whatnot. It's a really nice setup. Come and have a beer on a night. Nice undercover where we are now. It's spot. You've done a really good job. Really good job. Whose idea was it?
It was both of us really.
Yeah.
I mean, I came from school. I went straight in the Marines. I did 9 years as a Royal Marine. Came out with an injury, got medically discharged. I then did 23 years in the prison service. Had my scars from that, more emotional than physical.
Really?
Yeah. And then during that process, I got with Josie. Me and Josie have been together now for 16, 17 years. Yeah, both getting right. Yeah, 16, 17 years now. Me and Josie have been together since 2009.
Yeah.
We started seeing each other, and 13 years. Yeah, and then we just talked about what we wanted from life, and we both had, for various reasons, in various backgrounds, had issues, and we. I mentioned one night that I always want to live in a wood, always wanted a fishing lake, and ideally I'd love to be somewhere where I could rescue animals and just be at peace with animals. And then we just thought, life's too short, let's make it happen. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that will visit here now and they'll go, this is my dream. And my first answer ever is, well, make it up.
Yeah.
Or just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, because you can't plan it, because the plan goes out the window first day. You can't wait till you've got the right money, because you'll never have enough money. So it's just a case of just do it, you know. And living in the countryside remotely is a massive challenge.
Yeah.
But different to more built-up communities, it's a community based on favours.
Yeah.
So you don't need a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, if
it's old school, isn't it? It's like old school values.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, for instance, the first animals we took on was 2 Gloucester Old Spot pigs from a lady a mile down the road, and some various types of poultry, including our first lot of geese. And the woman, I said, what do I owe you for these? She said, you owe me nothing. She said, because I know you're good with tools. And then 6 months later, I had a phone call from her early in the morning. My Dutch barn shed's just been delivered. When can you come and build it? Yeah. So in return for all those animals, I spent a couple of hours just putting the shed together.
Yeah, why not?
And that's how it works.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I think that's more of a rural sort of way of life, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more trade. It's all old.
Yeah, you don't get that in the towns and cities, I don't think.
No. So as long as you're prepared to put your time out for people who put time out for you, you'll get by. You know, and so that was our idea. And then we came here and we had a rough idea what we wanted to do. Neither of us are campers or caravanners. I did enough camping, in inverted brackets, in the Marines to put me off camping for life.
Yeah, I bet your experience.
Yeah,
you know how to camp.
So I thought, well, I'm not going to go camp again. So
you look at us lot and think, what?
Yeah.
Especially last night.
Yeah, especially last night.
A massive lightning storm last night. That was
I just look out from under a duvet and go, oh dear. And not to see. But now it's what we did as soon as we opened. We knew we had to go down the camping and caravanning route purely because we needed an income. Because at the time we was running, and for the first 4 years, we both worked full time while we were doing it.
Really?
Yeah. One, we needed the income, and we weren't in a position where we wanted or could leave work. And for other issues, we both left left work far earlier than we planned to. Mm-hmm. For means outside of our command, really. Our what's the word?
Control.
Control, yeah. So, but we just had to make it work then.
So you started off with 2 pigs and some
2 pigs, a few geese, and a couple of chickens.
And how many animals you got now? Do you know?
About 190.
190. You'll meet them on this video if I haven't put it in yet.
Yeah.
I've gone round and took a video of all the animals and stuff. And there's some. Have you got a favourite type of animal?
People think our favourite animal's a pig because that's what we got most of, but that's what a lot of people will falsely take on as a pet.
Yes.
Or falsely get informed by garden centres that are selling them. These are toy pigs.
Okay.
Yeah, regular. And people would argue with me that we don't hold Cooney-Coonies because our pigs are too big to be Cooney-Cooney.
What's Cooney-Cooney?
Cooney-Cooney is a variety of pot-bellied pig.
Right, okay.
There's varieties within that, but most of our animals that you'll see on the video are dark in colour.
Yeah.
They have got pot bellies, but a lot of those are Cooney-Coonies as opposed to pot-bellied pigs. We have got both, but the majority of them are Cooney-Coonies. And they're a very friendly pig. They're very domesticated that you can effectively train. Yeah, they got a little bit of wild boar in them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they got great characters, and that's why they can lend themselves to the pet market.
Yeah.
But they don't stay that size, which is what the pet owners or the garden centre will tell you.
I think that's one of the reasons. Obviously, you two are a lovely, lovely couple. It's fantastic. We're like supporting what you do when we come, as customers. But I think what made us come back was them pigs that escaped that time last year.
Yes.
The two, yeah, they had two piglets that was too small to keep enclosed, and they kept escaping and wandering around the campsite. I think twice they got into our tent. We came back and there's two pigs, and they just laid on the back like dogs, just having the belly rubs and everything like that. So
that's Freddie and Robert.
Freddie and Robbo.
Yeah,
you've still got them, haven't you?
Yes, we've still got them. They're now enclosed.
Yeah,
they're in a big run with another 9 entire male pigs, and they're very much the two boys of the group.
Are they?
But they got big characters.
Yeah, they were so funny.
Yeah, they're two pigs that we wanted to keep roaming because a lot of the campers enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And we liked the fact that kids enjoyed the enrichment of being right next to the animal. The animals weren't no danger to them. Yeah. They would sit with the dogs, lie with the dogs in the shade, drink the dogs' water, and they were really good fun characters. But the only issue we had was coonies, because in the wild they've got a lot of predators, including human. They have to reproduce very quickly. So a cooney boar is fertile and very much up for being fertile within 5 months.
Really? That
yeah.
quick?
Yeah. So and so the two coonies we had born here, they quickly got to that stage and wanted to then get back into the pen where Mom was, Auntie was, and other female girls were. But obviously we couldn't run the risk of them crossing the mother. Yeah. So sadly, we had to forgo the free-range pigs and just keep it to free-range birds.
Yeah. Well, why not? Yeah. I mean, in their characters, aren't they? The geese every night at tea time, I'll take themselves back off home.
Yeah. Every animal we've got here's got a character. Yeah. And probably the most characterful animals, if you spend time to watch them, is the chickens. If you want to see a chicken, that it's in a hutch. It'll lay you an egg for breakfast, and that's it. But if you let them free rein and just watch them for a bit, they all have fantastic characters.
What's the most exotic animal you've had here?
A meerkat.
Really?
Yeah, we rescued a meerkat from a pub that was sort of an attraction in a pub garden. There were some issues around some of the care of those animals because there wasn't just meerkats. There was geese, there was ducks, there were pigs, and we were then instructed by the council to go in and clear all the animals out. And one of the animals there was a meerkat.
Did you keep him for long, or was it you ain't got the facilities here?
No, we kept her until she passed.
Oh, right.
She was a survivor of 3 girls. Yeah. And she was a lone survivor, so we knew we probably had limited time with her. Right. Plus the diet she was on wasn't akin to meerkats. It was lots of dog food, dog biscuits, cat food, that sort of stuff. And it wasn't the right balance, so we quickly changed the diet to a more natural diet for her. We took advice from Messingham Zoo, which is the local exotic zoo, to us. And we changed the diet very quickly. But sadly, one morning she just passed in her sleep, which we was expecting. She wasn't old for a meerkat, but she wasn't young. Yeah. So we lost a meerkat, but then within a day, we were asked to reown ferrets. Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, so the ferrets then took over. None of our houses stay empty for very long.
I think they're underrated ferrets as animals, and they're so social, aren't they? And
very.
Yeah, fantastic. Where I used to work, they had a group of ferrets, and that was my favourite thing. Yes. Favourite thing to go in there, up your legs and all sorts. Yeah.
My favourite animal here is, if we have to have one, is Martha, which is our Gloucester roll spot. So she was the big Gloucester roll spot that sits over in the corner. Right, okay. She's a girl that we first got. So the Dutch barn that I had to build, one of the 2 pigs was Martha, and it was her and her sister that we walked up the street or up the road through the forest, 4 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Really?
Yeah. And that's how they arrived. So Martha was our first ever resident. 7 years later, she's still here. Oh, the sister we lost 12 months ago to an infection, but Martha's still here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's now, because of the breed, they have really big floppy ears, so their tendency to go blind if they left to grow old, and so she's now blind.
Did you get this animal knowledge before you started?
No. No, whatsoever.
Because you're quite knowledgeable about different stuff. Obviously, it's your trade now, isn't it?
Yeah, we just pick it up as we go. We talk to every vet that comes through the door, every specialist, so that the equestrian dentist, the farriers, the shearers. We have to have shearers for sheep, but different shearers for pigs, for alpacas. Yeah. And it's just a case of talking to people. And what we try to do with the vets is get them to teach us stuff, because you can't always get a vet when you need a vet. Yeah. And sometimes it's a simple thing of giving an injection to ease some suffering. And I'll do that if I know how to do it. Yeah. So I'm very open to being educated.
That's good. Yeah, I don't think education should ever stop, no matter what.
So if I can learn stuff that way, then we do. But on top of that, we've offered opportunities for students to do placements here. that are doing animal care courses, and believe it or not, they teach us stuff.
I bet they do. Yeah.
You know, because they're picking up stuff at college, then they're coming away. Well, we dealt with a ferret, so they've had ferrets at the college, so right, that's how we care for a ferret. And then what we've done with all three of the students we've had so far, they've gone on to be that successful that they now work for us.
So, right. So where we see they were students.
Yeah. So they started off free employment, 1 day a week through college. They proved their worth to us, and then we was able to develop that relationship so that all three of them now work for us full time. 2 full time, one just covering a job till she goes back to uni.
Yeah.
But and then what we then gone on from that is we blossomed into being a site for people doing Duke of Edinburgh Awards.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got 2 girls. One's just finished her voluntary hours, and although she's only 13, just turned 14, we now give her a bit of pocket money whenever we can afford to, and she'll come and do a couple of days a week for us. Yeah. And then there's a young girl doing a Duke of Edinburgh Award just now with us.
You can really get that sense of family, community sort of vibes when you come down there. That's why we love it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Not just like what you've created physically, but the stuff that you don't see, the vibes and just how happy you are as campers. Yeah. To come, it's fantastic.
And that's what we do with the guys that come to work for us or volunteer for us. Is when we say to them, don't go and feed the animals, it's not just feed the animals. Yeah. Whenever any enclosure they enter, they've got to talk to the animal. They've got to build a relationship with them, and they feed them. But then they're checking them over. They give them a belly rub.
That's their colleagues at the end of the day, isn't it? That's who they
give them a belly rub and a scrap, and the animals thrive from that. And then what we're constantly told by campers and yourselves when you visit is that all our animals are so happy, and that's all we need them to be. Yeah. You know, and some people wrongly think that we've created a farm park for camping.
No, it's far from a farm park.
And it's the other way around. Yeah. And we tell a lot of people that if the campers weren't here, the animals still would. We would just have struggled funding it. Yeah. You know? So it's our life is now about rescuing animals. And it's not about creating something for visitors to see. It's the other way around. The visitors can come and see our animals because that's where we try and generate some income. Yeah. But the drive and the important part of it is we've got to look after the animals first and foremost.
You can tell as well, 100%. 100%. It's you can tell they come first over anything. It's have you got any sort of like future plans to change anything at all the way it is, or?
Yeah, we have. We want to make our site more appealing for people all year round, which will then also, which is our main reason for doing it, is we want our animals to have better care in the winter. Yeah. So the area at the top, which is where the alpacas were, that's a play area. We've got desires to put an indoor facility there, a big cattle shed, which would have a big viewing area in it for campers and day visitors to go in. But it means that in the winter we can bring the animals that are down on the bottom fields. Yeah. So the donkeys, the ponies.
They're great, them 2 donkeys. Yeah. They're fantastic. 10 o'clock. Well, it's 2 minutes to 10 it was today. They started chiming.
Yeah, that's when they know it's dinner time. Yeah. We've got the alpacas down the bottom, they'll come back up. And we've got sheep and goats down the bottom. Yeah. They can all come back up. So in the winter they're undercover in a warmer environment. But it also means then that people that are visiting us, they can be more comfortable as well. Yeah. Because what we want to do is make sure that people visiting us can get up close and personal with the animals in a way that they're still safe, but in a way that they get enrichment from the animals and the animals get enrichment from them.
That's the beauty of it. I mean, when we've been, obviously, as everyone does, you go out, not zoos so much, because I don't like zoos, but like South Yorkshire Wildlife Park and, White Post Farm and stuff like that. Obviously, they see a lot of visitors every day, more so than you guys. Yeah. But your animals tend to be more social and want to come up like the sheep. Yeah. I was just walking around taking the video earlier, and the sheep just flocking for a fluff. Yeah. And it's like they're knocking their heads out of the way to get to your hand. Yeah, yeah. And it's like you don't get that in other places. Right. Okay. I don't know why that is.
No. And I know when we had COVID, I know a lot of zoos on the news saying that they could tell that their animals were missing the interaction, and that was very much the same here. You could tell the animals had took a dip for the COVID period because apart from me, Josie, we couldn't have the staff working here. So it literally just me and Josie doing everything, and they miss the interaction with everybody. Yeah, you know, so COVID was a big challenge for the animals as well as ourselves.
Yeah. What about Erica? I want to ask a bit about Erica. What's her story?
So Erica is our island cow. Erica was she was an orphan. She ran with a herd of cattle at a local farm. Her mom died in childbirth while she was delivering her sibling, and then all the other Highland cows passed for various reasons, and she was the only Highland cow now running with a herd of different cows.
Wow.
And we always wanted a Highland cow.
She's quite an attraction, isn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a big stature, the horns, and she's a big girl.
She is, and she's a lovely nature. Very much she's coming straight from a farm.
I was going to say, is she? Because it looks like she wants fuss.
Yes.
But then if she does, she'll stamp her back leg.
Yeah.
And it's like, is that I'm going to fuck you up in a minute? Or
yeah. No, I think she's extremely tame already.
Yeah.
She's instantly got a liking to any dog that came on the park.
Really?
She found she had some sort of attraction to them straight away, and an affinity with dogs.
Oh wow!
And then it weren't long before.
Babies.
Yeah, we've got lots of pictures on the sites and lots of testimonies from people that went round the woodland walk with buggies, with babies in buggies, and Erica would lean through a fence and kiss the babies.
I've got a picture of a baby cuddling and I was giving her a kiss.
Can you send me that?
Yeah.
I'll pop it on. So this is Josie, Ian's partner. She's just off camera. She's got her head stuck in paperwork, so she's just piping up
She's
now
shy.
and again.
Yeah.
She's a little bit camera shy.
She said she didn't want to get involved, but now she won't stay out the way.
You can't fit three big heads on there, can you?
There's one for the little one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's quite a
She's
an
a good
attraction.
character.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I'm a bit wary.
I think you're right too.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
We say to everybody, always give an animal.
Yeah.
Not just
You've got to give respect to every animal.
Yeah.
You know. And
I don't go.
People don't do that.
Don't go plunging in. No, not at all.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you see a few kids, and it's like, we're your parents, you know. But it's not your guys' responsibility at the end of the day, is it?
No. We do what we can to make everything safe.
Yeah, of course.
It's still down to the parents.
Yeah, you can't just crack a can of beer open and let your kids go, can you?
No.
It's not an empty field where the kids can just go.
No.
It's it's amazing. So how big do you say it is?
5 acres.
5 acres.
Yeah.
That's big enough.
Yes.
That's big enough. Are you full now? Would you say you're full, comfortably full, or have you got space for the rescue?
We've
Anything
always
else?
got space for some.
Not that you probably get flooded.
Yeah.
Can you set this?
Yeah. If you've got any animals you want rescuing, then no.
Oh yeah, I'll send me that. I'll put it onto the video when we're done.
Yeah, but no,
That's nice, that is.
we've always got room. What we struggle with is for grazing because it's a very sandy area. The grass doesn't grow very well on the sand.
Have you put sand down on the camping bit?
No,
That's natural.
that's natural. Yeah, this years and years ago, this was the seabed. Before they did all the diking and recapturing the land.
How far away is the coast? Closest coast from it?
Cleethorpes, so it's sort of 40 minutes drive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was further away than that.
No, it's got nice and close to Cleethorpes.
This is seabed. I've learnt something.
Yeah.
I thought you two was nice and you made it all sand and soft for campers.
No.
That's not.
No.
That's what
We
we said
don't
first
like
of
the
all.
sand because it's good for drainage. We open all year round.
Yeah. Do you get busy in winter? Are you still busy?
Yeah.
People still camp.
Yes. Yeah.
In winter.
We see more. The transition goes from camping in the summer to more tents. More caravans in the winter.
Do you still get the odd loopy in the tent?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. We're a site that's busy. If you can associate any event to fireworks, then we'll be full.
Say that again, sorry.
If you can associate an event to fireworks,
Yeah.
we'll be full. Because you've got a lot of people out there with dogs that can't tolerate the fireworks.
Yeah.
So because we've got no noise pollution, no light pollution, people will come and camp here.
It's deadly quiet on a night.
Yeah.
It really is. And that's another reason, obviously, campers come here, isn't it?
Yes.
So people come here to escape the fireworks.
Yeah. Yeah. So New Year's Eve, bonfire night, Halloween.
Yeah.
All of those is all time.
Do you do little events like Halloween events and stuff? Do you?
No, we don't.
No.
We don't. We'll if we've got kiddies on site on Halloween, we'll go around and give them all a bag of sweets.
Make them jump.
Yeah.
Midnight, just banging on the tent.
That's it, yeah. We will hand out. Bags of treats and that for the kids.
Yeah.
Because they are away for Halloween.
Yeah. No, I just didn't know if you put like Halloween stuff on.
No, not in yet. We got plans to do a Christmas market, Christmas fair,
Oh yeah.
and then turn the woodland walk into a bit of a Santa's Grotto area.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah,
nice.
Winter Wonderland, which would be nice.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of people coming for the day just to visit as well?
Yeah.
Where do you get your main funding from? Or where can people donate and stuff? Have you got a donation page set up?
Yeah, people can contact us on that because we got a Facebook page as well and a website.
I'll put all the links
Yeah.
on.
The website's a little bit dated because virtually all our traffic's now on Facebook. But if people did want to donate, we'd accept anything from £1 upwards or penny upwards.
Yeah.
Because
No.
Do you know?
we don't, at the moment, we don't have a donation page, but we'd absolutely accept anything.
Yeah.
Because it don't matter how small that is, because every single bit of it helps.
Yeah.
So people can contact us. The animals have their own bank account. Because me and Josie, for our mental health issues we're really strong believers in honesty and trust.
Yeah.
And because of that, if somebody comes to the counter and buys something from the cafe or the bar or the shop, and there's change, they say keep the change. We'll make the change, and then we'll put the change in a bucket. And then at the end of each day, and we have a donation tin on the decking as well, for people that's visiting. And we count that up every day, and we literally transfer that money into the animal bank account.
The thing about trust, another good thing that way, it's not a reason why we come here, but it's really refreshing to see, in the little shops you've got here. It's just an honesty shop.
Yes.
So you just walk in, there's a cash tin there if you want to put money in. If not, just make a note and square up on the end.
That's
you can see that's passed down, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. So we've moved forward with times. We now have QR codes. We now have card readers.
Yeah.
So people that are uncomfortable with running a tally
can
come and pay instantly with us when they come and find us. Or they can use honesty tin with the right money.
Yeah.
Or failing that, they can just run the tally up. And like you said, you can be here for 3 days, you can be here for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
As long as you pay the bill when you go home, we don't care when you pay.
Yeah. I think that's lovely.
It just takes that issue out of going to cash points, finding cash, carrying cash.
Especially nowadays, because cash is getting less and less popular, isn't it, everywhere?
Yeah. But we got to say now where people are now asking, do we accept cash?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course we do.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
It's money.
Yeah. The vet will spend it.
Yeah.
Whichever way we give it. Whether it's in cash or on a card for the bank accounts.
What sort of like is the yearly vet bills for you guys? If average, since you've been doing it.
Hard to say really, because we've never really needed vets.
Oh really? It's not a massive.
No, what we found from going from domestic animals that we've had with cats and dogs, we find that if you have farm animals, the vet's bills are
A lot cheaper.
They're not as severe as if you have a dog or a cat or a rabbit. So,
And the vet comes here.
yeah, and the vet will come with us. Some vets will they have what they call a circuit day. So, for instance, just for example, in this area, our vet might be in the area every Tuesday. So if you've got some routine treatment that you want your animal to have, if you book it on a Tuesday, you don't get a call-out fee because
I'm doing his rounds anyway.
he's in the area anyway. Yeah.
Say you're looking about 2,500 to 3,000.
Yeah.
But we've not had a major illness yet.
No, that's got touch wood. With this son.
Yeah. We do have years where it just knocks on, where you just go from one death to another, or one severe injury to another. Or we had a pony that was just fell on bad times. If she came here, we knew she was limited because she had chronic laminitis. When we had X-rays and that done here, they discovered that a pedal bone that is effectively the shin bone that a human would have, that goes into the foot of the horse. The pedal bone had rotten away, been eaten away by laminitis.
Really?
But the scar tissue that had been built up over so many years had almost reformed that. So she was walking on the scar tissue rather than a bone.
Oh.
Cushions, disease,
Yeah, she had cushions,
Oh,
she had
wow.
lice, she had lots of issues. She came from a very loving family environment that, for various reasons, it had just gone by the way, the care, because it was a poorly old gentleman that had him in a remote area, and the family wasn't aware how he was getting treated by some of the specialists, like the farriers and stuff.
Yeah.
They wasn't supporting him in the way they should have done. By the time they realised, sadly, the old fellow had gone. He passed, and then not like one of the ponies passed, and then we was left with the other pony to bring back here and support. So people can very quickly jump on a bandwagon of they should have treated that animal better or looked after it better. You can always say that.
Yeah.
But
You don't know
no,
circumstances.
there's often a backstory behind an animal that you don't fully understand, do you?
He loved the animal a lot,
Yeah.
but he had old-fashioned ways.
Right.
Very
Okay.
old-fashioned child.
We gave her 6 months of smiles.
Yeah.
To the point where we had some lovely videos with her. She would walk it normally, but just before she passed, put a lot of weight back on, had her fur back because he's lost all the fur. But then she just went to sleep and didn't wake up. And but that's something we have to live with.
And now I'm just trying to think back to when I was animal rescuing. I think that's the hardest part of the job. Would you agree? That's the hardest part of your guys' job.
Definitely. Sometimes you try, but you just ain't saving the animal. And you've got to do
I picked a bee up last night and took it there to rescue it.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know what I mean? It's like I can't see anything in pain.
Yeah. I mean, to date, with all the animals we've had through the door, I dread to think how many in total we've had come through the doors of Sunflower. We've only ever euthanised one animal, and that was a pig that was just. She got to a stage where she just couldn't stand. She lost all her functionality.
Yeah.
And
still though good, very good track record, that isn't it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, just flipping it out, what's been the best moment for you, both of you, like individually? What was your best moment you've had at Sunflower Park since opening?
One of them is reuniting a mother with her daughter, with her son. They're 3 years apart. So we
goats or humans?
Goats.
Okay.
Yeah, goats. So what we did was we this is going to sound really daft. We reowned 2 goats from a local butcher. Sounds dodgy, but the local butcher had rescued these animals, or took these animals on from a school in Doncaster.
Yeah.
That had various animals that for the enrichment of their children, but because of COVID, they wouldn't get the care they was wanted. So what they did was the local butcher took them on as pets for the grandparents, for the grandkids. But the grandkids got to the point where, like kids do, where they lose interest a little bit. And the local butcher then realised that he knew us by then. He was our supplier of all our meat and stuff for the calf. He knew how well we looked after animals, so he asked us to be the custodians of the 2 goats, which we did. And then if you wind the clock forward nearly 3 years, a lady that was camped with us regularly came to us and said she works in a school in Doncaster. She's got these goats there. Again, they haven't had the care they needed because of COVID, the second bout of COVID, and could we take them on? So when we went to visit the animals, through conversation with the school members, it quickly became apparent that it was the same school, and that the animals we were asking to be taken on, one of the goats was the parents of the 2 that we took on 3 years ago. Yeah, and it was really nice that, because then when we bought her here with Patch, which is a little pygmy goat that was with her, the pygmy goat was reared as a kid with the 2 baby goats.
Yeah.
They've obviously moved on. They'd moved on, and we've then got them. So we weren't just reuniting mother with son. Effectively, we was reuniting 2 brothers. At the moment we dropped the ramp, Josie put the video on, and she got a video of MJ, which is one of the male goats that we had for a while. He turned to look at the trailer. His mum sort of looked at the trailer, and it was a bit of a pause moment. And then they quickly realised who each other were.
Really?
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah. And
right at the back, and you could see him looking at them, came up, and they kissed each other on the cheeks.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, really good moment.
That made me cry, I think.
Yeah. And I think in the 6.5, 7 years we've been doing that, I think that's been the sweetest moment.
Yeah, got to be awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
Absolutely. You still got any of them?
Yeah, we've still got one of the sons. It turns out that there was 3 sons in total, and one had died at the school through a heart issue.
Yeah.
And one of the boys we had took on also had a heart issue. So we think that Miranda, who's a mom, probably produces kids with issues.
Yeah.
MJ is still with us.
So does my missus.
Yeah. It's a nice story as well, because MJ was named after a boy at the school that was a student that sadly passed. It was a school for children with additional needs, and one of the students had passed, so they named the goat MJ after him. So MJ is still with us. Miranda's the mom; she's still with us.
They're together still, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and Patch, which is the pygmy that was all in this mix.
School came a few weeks ago to see him.
Yeah.
Whereabouts are they? Down there?
Yeah, they're the one between the pigs and our dogs.
Yeah, the school kids came to see him, and they all recognised the school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. What we found since COVID, obviously because of COVID we couldn't have camping, but we could have day visitors at some stages. So we opened our doors to day visitors. That's the first time we did it. That was really nice because we could reach out to the communities a bit more. And then what's blossomed from that is we have a lot of children and adult residential care that will bring people here during the week when it's a little bit quieter. And it's nice to see people that have got other issues getting that enrichment from here, which is
100%.
Again, that's another.
Animals can be rehabilitating, can't they?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah,
It's, no, they're fantastic. Josie, would you say that's your best moment of Sunflower?
Yeah. Oh, apart from the little piglets before, we weren't expecting them, were we?
No.
Did you not?
No, the two pigs that you spoke of that was free range,
Yeah.
Freddie and Robert. They was that was the night we got Erica the Island cow, and I'll give it a couple of hours to settle on her own. Then I went down to check she was okay, and I could just hear one of the pigs in the forestry pit moaning and groaning a bit. And I went over, and right next to us lay a little piglet, and then out popped the second piglet, which was Freddie and Robert, and we're like, I'm a wise man, but how did that happen?
Yeah.
Because the two boars we had in with her, one that hadn't been in there long enough to have counted, and the other one we was told was not entire.
Right.
So clearly he was entire.
Virgin Mary again.
Yes. Yeah. So Frankie was entire when we thought he wasn't. So Frankie no longer lives with the girls.
No.
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 But yeah, and then my mum was up at the time. My auntie was stopping with us, and my auntie had just lost her husband, my uncle.
Right.
So Robbo was named after my uncle.
Oh, nice.
And she wanted the one to be called Queenie, which was her nan's name.
Yeah.
But bear in mind it was a boy. I couldn't call it Queenie.
No.
So I quickly thought of Freddie.
Well, you can nowadays, I suppose.
Yeah, but he could now, yeah. So that's hence why Freddie and
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We both missed the most important one.
Oh, the wedding.
Got married here with all the animals.
Yeah.
I've got a
Your best moment.
Yeah.
Forget about your marriage.
walking down the aisle with them.
You got
Yeah.
chickens walking you down the aisle.
Yeah. And then a guard of honour from the geese outside, an impromptu one.
Wow.
The reason I forgot about the wedding was it was a day that
What's the excuse?
we both enjoyed a lot of scrumpy.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
with proper scrumpy heads. If you want any of us on the side, I'm your man.
Yeah.
Still had all the animals about, didn't we?
Yes.
Got married.
Yeah.
If you do come down here after seeing this, check out the Red Diesel cider.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. So, just briefly on COVID, what was that like when that hit? I bet you shit yourselves, didn't you?
Yeah, very much so. It was weird in the fact that it was the first time in probably 4 years that we were shut, and since we've not been shut. So it's for that period of time we were completely shut, just me and Josie in. It was really weird.
Yeah,
It was nice. It was nice to have it back, and it'd be ours again, rather than everybody else's as well.
Do you feel like you do share your home?
Yeah, very much so. But that's the environment we promote. So that's sometimes
it wouldn't be what it is if we didn't.
no.
No, because I was speaking to Matt.
Kids and that make it, but it is nice to have it back every now and then.
Matt next door to us on the pitch. He's buying a farm,
Right.
and he's doing a bit up in the Peak District way. Couple of like annexes and stuff like that. My question to him was like, do you feel weird sharing your home to like guests and stuff?
Yeah.
I know Saturday as a guest, like sharing your home now,
It's a
but
bit weird, but then if you take it back from when we first opened, the only facility we had for campers was our toilet and shower room in our utility. In the house. So what we would do, we'd lock the kitchen off on the utility, and that was the camper's toilet and shower. You know, so they were literally in our house when the first 2 years we opened for, until we then generated enough income to then invest in toilets.
That takes a certain type of person, I think.
Yeah.
It really does. In the back of your mind, it's got to be there for the animals, hasn't it?
Yeah, it does.
For the animals.
And that's takes us back to what we spoke about earlier. It's just you've just got to sacrifice what we prefer to what campers require, visitors require, and at the top of the tree is always what the animals require.
Yeah.
You know, and people talk to us about this site, about how much we fought to everything, and we correct them straight away because we haven't fought about nothing. When we opened, we just said to anybody that comes through the door, what's good about camping, what's not good about camping, and we listen.
I know, Josie, I follow the Sunflower Facebook page, and you're quite proactive on there, aren't you? You're always, all the time, you know, we've listened to campers, this is what they've said, this is what we're doing, etc. I mean, it just touch on the bad reviews.
Yeah.
I can't get over that. It infuriates me whenever I read one.
See, we don't get bad reviews. It's constructive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but fair.
And it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
It's absolute bullshit. So if you do go on there and check out, you know, some bad comment, it's really not like that. It's really not. It's 100% what you see.
All we ask people to do, if they go on Picture, where the vast majority of reviews are, we get awards from Picture Bureau on year for our reviews, but we are going to get negative reviews. Everybody gets negative reviews, but we build on negativity as long as it's a fair one. Yeah, so we've got no objections to a negative review whatsoever, as long as it's fair.
I think it's sort of like the pompous brigade coming down and don't like camping round chickens.
Yes.
I don't put a review. Don't come here.
Yes. Yes.
You know, it's an unfair. You know, it's a 3-star review where it should have been 5 because there was roaming chickens. Well, it's animal
It's also
rescue.
good to ask questions because we get people that make an assumption and then go away and base their review or their comments on that assumption.
Yeah.
And a good example of that is we had in all our most of our birds free roam, but for some reasons, other birds can't free roam. Some of the cockerels are too aggressive. Yeah. We got a really old goose, Bertie, who's now 26.
Yeah.
And he can't cope with being out because he's too old. Yeah. Yeah, he's
What's
too
that
old.
against for a goose?
Not 26.
Not
I was
26,
gonna
yeah. But we tried integrating him into our flock of geese, and they're not for it. So rather than put him at risk, we go down on the bottom end. If they drift down to the bottom end of the site at night when we're quiet, that's where if any activity of foxes occurs, it's down the bottom.
Yeah.
And whereas the other geese can gather around and protect themselves, Bertie would be at risk. So we don't do that. But what we do then is we have a paddling pool in all the birds' enclosures for bathing in, for swimming in and dipping in, and then we have drinking water. But we had women come and take a picture of our paddling pool in one of the Dutch ones and put it on social media, said that it's atrocious, that's the quality of the drinking water that we offer. If you had just turned and looked a couple of metres away from the paddling pool,
or asked, what's going on in there?
Yeah.
Well, actually, this guy's 26.
All our animals have fresh water all the time, and in most of the ones now we've had donated monies or objects which led us to sell them, and then what we do is we put automatic feeders in most of the runs. So water feeders, the animals have constant mains feed. So
hello. I don't know. We're just doing a podcast, sweetheart. Are you okay?
and there she was gone.
It's okay, thank you. Yeah. So I forgot what I was saying there.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, photo, water,
Yes.
bad reviews.
Yeah.
It's nothing. I'm not just saying it because I'm sat here. I couldn't think. If you says to me, "Well, what's one thing we could do better?" I'd be blank. For what it is, it's not a holiday haven park, is it?
No.
It's not driven like that. We come for peace and quiet. What do you like about here? The animals. See, we come for the animals.
Yes.
And you've got plenty of them.
Yeah. People criticise because we don't have Wi-Fi, but we live in the middle of the forest. It's a remote area. We don't have Wi-Fi. You know, the outside have Wi-Fi that's just disgusting, and we've got to been able to run a business out of that, and we still can't do it very well.
Maybe them sort of people you don't want back anyway.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not nothing lost.
This is the site where you come. Your animal, when your kids come, they've got to see the animals, and they've got to explore, and they've got to play, and they got to play like kids should play. They can't sit on a device.
Yep.
You know, they can't be on mobiles. They can't be on devices playing games because the Wi-Fi don't support it.
Yep.
They've got to put the devices down or leave them alone and just come and be children.
That's what camping's isn't it?
Of course it is, yeah.
Within half an hour of pulling up, our two was black. Black as the ace of spades. It's we haven't even got the tent out yet, and they're covered. No, that's fantastic. I think we'll wrap it up, mate. If anything else you want to add to? Or...
No.
No.
Thanks very much for giving us.
Thanks for your time. And look, because you're like a blue-ass fly.
Yeah.
You never sit down. So I was like, oh, will he have time? Will he not?
Yeah.
He does when he goes in out. He doesn't do anything when he goes
Just falls
out.
asleep. You've earned it though.
Thank you.
You've earned it
Why
though.
not?
No. I'm going to finish all now.
Sit doing the papers, don't you?
Yeah, because in the winter, when we've got less campers, less visitors, we sell logs. So
Still got an income.
yeah, so we still got a way of generating income to the animals.
Clever.
So although we try to put as much money as we can from any spare campers money, you know, that we haven't spent, then that goes towards the winter, but that runs out really quickly.
Yeah.
So any other generation we can do, which is normally the logs, then we do that. So
Well,
when we finish here, I'm going to get them chainsaw.
Lovely. So once again, guys, if you are local, if you're not, it's well worth a visit for 2 or 3 nights. Come down, see the guys, see the crazy gang, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's what they call all the animals, the crazy gang. So yeah, check it out. Sunflower, I'll put all the links out down below for the Facebook page, etc. Thank you very much, mate.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.